Today, I want to talk about how when I finally healed my people pleasing tendencies and everything in between, and now I feel lost. Now I feel as though I don't even know what I want. This is how I felt about a year ago. A year ago, after years of working on my people pleasing tendencies and going on this journey of figuring out why I would rather please other people even though I'm in so much pain. I went on this journey of figuring out why I would rather kill myself slowly and plaster a smile on my face just so I can get approval. That journey was painful. It was eye-opening and emotional. I I can't say that you get to a point where you're like, oh, now I'm good. No, I think it's a continuous process. I think it's something that you will constantly have to keep healing from. It's something you will constantly work on. And as beautiful as the process is, it's also very painful. Let's talk about how after you've worked on your people pleasing tendencies or after you've healed and then you suddenly feel lost. Let's talk about that. Because what we see on social media today is how to work on your people pleasing tendencies. You don't need to, you can go do your own thing. You don't have to seek approval and you don't compare yourself to other people and be your own boss and all that. We are hearing all that. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. I love to see it. Because content like that actually helped me. Although most of the work had to do with the things I had to work on and actually face, the realities that I had to face, the things I had to bring from the subconscious into my conscious. However, let's talk more about after you're done or after it feels as though now you are not seeking approval anymore. And you've learned how to set your boundaries. You've learned how to stand up for yourself. Or at least you're getting better at doing that. Let's talk about the void you feel afterwards. That void, that emptiness you feel when you're now at a point where you're like, the world is my oyster. I can do whatever the heck I want now. And you're just sitting there like, now what? I feel better now. I have a better sense of what I want to do with my life now. However, it was very difficult in the beginning. I think a big part of it is because as a people pleaser, I've spent all because I've been or because I was a people pleaser, because I'm not that anymore, I spent a lot of time considering what people would think and if they would approve of it, if this is going to bring peace, this is going to get me in trouble. Are people going to, you know, and stuff like that. I spent time thinking about all those things before making a decision, thinking about all the people before choosing what I want to do. And most of the time, I choose what will bring peace, what will make my parents proud of me, what would be approved of. To the point where I realized after I've worked on my people pleasing tendencies, worked on that behavior, I realized how much the development of the behavior, or like how much I didn't know how to make decisions based off of what I want. I realized how much I sucked at doing that. At saying, you know what? I'm so curious about this thing. I'm so passionate about this thing. And because of that, I'm going to go towards it. I realized how stunted that area of my life is. How my capability, how stunted my capability to make decisions based on my internal forces was. And it needs to be talked about because it is quite painful. I remember thinking to myself back, like a year ago, and I was like, okay, I'm here now. I can go on any path I want. And I'm just sitting there like, so which one? So what do I do now? And it was so painful. It was so painful because I was thinking to myself, I was like, I did all this setting of boundaries. I did all this work just for me to be here and not know what I want to do next. You know? A part of me was very angry at myself. Actually, a big part of me was very angry at myself. Now, I am on the other side of that feeling, that void, that emptiness that is left. I feel as though I'm getting towards the end of the tunnel now. So my perspective and my thinking has changed. So instead of me being angry at myself for not knowing what to do next, I actually appreciate the fact that that happened. Because it's like a blank slate, a fresh canvas. And now I can paint whatever I want on it. But because I'm not used to just painting whatever I want, it feels as though I don't know how to do it. When in reality, I do know how to do that. But now that I'm at this point where I am heading towards the end of the tunnel, I am grateful for that experience. And I want to say that if you are experiencing the same thing, you're not alone. And that there is definitely There is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me, there is. And all I can really say is that because I haven't mastered it yet. I haven't mastered it yet. I'm still working on it. But there is one thing that I've been doing that have been guiding me and keeping me sane during during this process is really tapping into really looking deep within me and being completely honest with myself in anything, in my opinions, in everything. I don't have to say it to other people, but at least to myself. And also, before making decisions, really sit down and think. Allow myself to ponder on it. Because one thing that I noticed is that I was so used to making decisions like so fast. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't based on what I care for. It was based on what I think other people would approve of. So now you're so used to doing that. So you might be so quick to make decisions the way you used to. And I would catch myself several times almost doing that, you know? But what I started doing that has helped a lot is really going inwards. No, actually, genuinely listening to myself, listening to what my body's telling me, what my gut is telling me. Put the calculations aside for a second. You know, the calculations. Put it to the side for a second. It is important. Logic is important. But we have to find a balance. You know, put the calculations to the side for a second and actually tap into yourself. That's one thing that helped, and it's still helping me to this very day, to this very moment. I just wanted to talk about that because I don't see a lot of people talking about that on the internet. And that is why you shouldn't just rely on the internet with everything you do. You should also listen to yourself and pay attention to your own experiences in real life, in real time. Yeah. I just wanted to talk about that because it's an interesting experience for sure. There's this feeling of void and emptiness mixed with disappointment in oneself and even frustration, you know? And you're just sitting there like, I thought I would know, you know? And you might actually even know. You might actually know what you want. You might have been thinking about it for a very long time. It might be clear to you. But you just don't know what to do about it. Because you're not used to doing that. You're not used to going towards something that you care about. And logically, it also makes sense that would happen. You know? It makes sense that would happen. Because now you've stripped yourself of all the false identity that you've had. The masks is not there. They are not there anymore. You've decided to let go of the masks. You've decided to show your real self. You know? So it makes sense that it might feel awkward, and it will feel awkward. I'm just saying that in order to get through this, one thing that will be very important for you to know is to really, really pay attention to what you want, to what your heart is telling you, not what your brain is telling you. Remember, it's you were working with your brain, and that's what led you to the people pleasing tendencies. I mean, to you people, pleasing people. Your heart, and what is your gut telling you? What do you feel aligned towards? And for me, that helped a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. If you like this one, don't forget to like. And if what I do on here is up your alley, make sure you subscribe. Bye.